Hey guys, this is Lisa Tedder with Tedder Bear Stamping, and today I'm going to be using two stamp sets to make one beautiful card. So I'll be showing you that. And if you are new here, thank you so much for trying me out, and I hope you like it. And if you wouldn't mind, subscribe and hit the like button, as everybody says. And if you're here every week, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So I'm going to go ahead and flip you down, and we're going to get started. There, that's not too bad. I don't like it when it's crooked, but this is crooked. So, all right, we're good. So we're going to start off, all right, with Azure Afternoon. And I started this card the other day thinking that I was going to make a beach scene with a fence and have the purse hanging off of it because I wanted to reuse that again, but it just was too big. So it kind of morphed into this card. So hopefully you like this one as much as I do. All right, so I've went ahead and we scored it, and it's been I used the bone folder. We're going to put that aside, and excuse me, we're going to bring in a piece of white and my pad here so that we can set this up to make a beach scene. Let's see. I am going to put this kind of like, I want to make sure it's lined up because my horizon has to be straight. So, and once again, I'm using the removable labeling tape, which is awesome, which I always tell you. I'm just going to have that ready. We're not using it yet. All right, I'm going to come in with a blending brush and pecan pie ink. There we go. A little bit more in the center. And I just stuck my finger in the ink pad. It will be fine. I've got a nice towel here I keep for just this kind of thing. And hopefully it's not going to make my card dirty. All right. So I always wipe off. I'm going to flip it this way because I kind of want to do it, towards me. So I always start off and then I kind of go up, and I am not going to make this have a line. It's going to be kind of fluid like water would be. And I want it to be somewhat darker, so I'm going to get some more ink, take a little bit off, and then keep going. So funny thing is that normally when we pick a vacation, it's to visit family or go to Disney. And my daughter and I, she brought it up. She wanted to go to Mexico. So we've been for the last few days working it out to where we can go to Mexico next year. Really exciting because I've never done that before. Well, I've gone to Mexico, but I've never done a trip where it is a little over the top. Never. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move this down because now I do want to make the horizon. I'm going to close this for now. I might need it again, depending. Let's take this, and I'm going to go down four lines and try to make it so that they are even. There we go. All right. Now I can move this instead of just the one part. I'm going to get my Azure Afternoon ink pad. And we're going to kind of do the same thing, but nope, I'm not going to turn it that way. I forgot I do like to, on the water, go sideways because it just makes it look more like it's, if it leaves lines, at least it's going in the way that a beach water would, the ocean. All right, so I'm just going to lightly go back and forth. And this is the key, really, I took some ink off, but now I want to go lightly across. And then as you get more of the ink off of here, you're going to start pushing harder. And then I'm going to start doing the circle thing too. Get some more ink. And now I do want this to be somewhat darker only because when I put my waves in, we want to be able to see them. And the darker you go, the less likely you'll see the little pieces like that. Whoops. We will fix that. And it doesn't matter if you go into the sand because that's kind of what the water does. Boy, this gets to your arms after a while. If I had re-inked this, it probably would have been better, but I didn't think about that. So I'm not doing it live today because I got my signals crossed. It was supposed to be next week that I was doing it on here and like pre-recording it because I thought Pat had an appointment and she couldn't get out of and she was worried about it. So I said, oh, I'll just do the video. Well, I'm talking to her today and it ends up that it's next week. So I had already decided to do this, so I'm not going to worry about it now. We're just going to do it 2 weeks in a row where I pre-record it and you guys can watch it and hopefully comment. That's a little darker than I meant. And we have that little bit of swoosh right there, but I'm just going to leave it because I don't want it too much darker. All right. Now I'm going to bring in, before I do anything else, my gel pens. And this is the brand that I got. I don't know. There might be better ones out there, but it seems to work pretty well. So I'm just going to go back and forth and hit it without putting my pen down hard. So it kind of skips, kind of like how it would if you saw the ocean where just little bits of white. Okay, I want a little bit more right here. And then you can come in if you want and put a couple in if you miss some spots. All right. So we have that. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. Let's take this off. Oh, we're not set aside yet because I still have one more thing to do. All right. I am going to go over the top with the blue. And now that I've taken a lot of the ink off, it's just going to look like sky. So we're not using a bunch more of the different colors. So that works out pretty good. Let's move this so you can see it a little bit better without all the distractions. Doesn't that look good? All right. Plus, I need to come over with the dots. Now, I am using both stamp sets. So I think that the dots are from the Notes and Totes. I'm going to bring this back because I just have to stamp off. Maybe. Nope. I think I need it because I made it a little bit darker than I meant to. So we're going to just stamp it on there. Oh, that looks so good. All right. Just to make it look sandy. Now we can move that. I'm going to put that aside with a scrap piece of crumb cake. You're going to take the Notes and Totes. Let me show you what I did. Is that we are going to use this right here. And it's going to make a pylon. I think that's what you call them. And a fence. I don't know. I got it in my head that that's what it's called, but I don't know. If I'm wrong, let me know. All right. And before we get too far, let me show you the 2 stamp sets since I didn't do that at the beginning. Notes and Totes, Sunrise Sailing. The prices are with the bundle, so don't freak out. But I'm using both. All right. So we can put that aside. So this is what, after you die cut, the fence part. I might have a little extra here because I think I had leftovers, but I think that, let me look at the die to make sure. You get 3 plus this. All right, and this was my extra that I cut. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to color it with the blends to make it look more, oh goodness, look more fence-like. I'm gonna put that one aside for a minute. I know this is so weird. All right, so I'm just going to just do the edge with the dark. I'm trying not to, let me grab my pad just because then it'll be easier. And I'll flip it around so that we're not distracted by what I did before. All right. Let's go back to this. All right. So I'm just doing the edges and then leaving the inside for the light. And I probably should have just kept that open because I'm going to be doing it again. And I'm not doing the whole thing because I do want some of, some of the crumb cake to show through. So we got that one. Let's go ahead and do the other 3. Because then when we cut it, we're not having to color twice as, it'll seem like twice as much, but it's not really. All right. Let's do all 3. Whoop. And you don't have to have a straight line because fences and wood does not ever have a straight line. I wouldn't say ever, but you know what I mean. So if you are new, I would really appreciate it if you do not have a demonstrator for Stampin' Up. I would love to be your demonstrator. It would make my day. All right, so I'm just going to leave a little bit of the crumb cake, like I said, in certain areas so it doesn't look so planned. Now I need to order new of the pecan pie. I use it a lot, so it's running a little bit dry. All right, doesn't that look good? We will be using that again. But so now we're going to, let me pick these up, get this out of the way. Golly. All right. I'm going to bring in my trimmer and I am going to do these at 1 3/8. That's what is the fence. So we're going to do the fence first, 1 3/8. And then we'll use the other half for the pylon. Is that what it's called? I'm having troubles with words. Okay. All right. So see how much easier that is if you do it ahead of time. If you color it ahead of time, then you have it all set. All right. So for the fence, we're going to line them up. Well, since I cut it this way, so they have these three, I don't know if you can see it, 3 dots. That's where come on, there you go. That's where this piece will go over. So we're going to just put this like this, kind of make it to be where you want it. Now, I am going to try something a little different than what is on my picture, and I'm a little nervous, but we're going to see how it works. So, in a fence, if it's going away, it kind of gets smaller. I'm just going to trim a little bit off of this one so it's not as wide, and a little bit more of this one, and I probably should have done that before I colored. All right, but I think it still looks okay. All right, and then you can trim it so that it's kind of going away. So now in my PDF, you can get for free if you sign up for it on my my blog, which I'll show you in just a second. We are going, I'm scared. Trim it a little. Let's get one more because that one was, trim it a little. There. Whoa, that's a big old piece out of that. All right, so now, there we go. I'm going to put some glue. Well, this goes this way. Glue where the 3 dots are. Okay. And because I want this to go behind the pylon, I think that's what it's called, a pylon. There. I'm going to have it be extra here because you won't even notice it. All right. Got that. So that, whoa, doesn't help if the glue sticks out and then your finger gets on it. Let's make sure that lines up. Okay. All right, now we're going to do the pylon. So what you want is 1 in the front and then 2 are going to go in the back. So I did, to kind of give it a little bit of dimension without adding too much dimension, I am going to put some glue dots on the edges on the back. And I am not going to make them like be totally like all the way down. I'm just going to do enough to where it'll hold on. Oh, come on. Don't want to stick it out. All right. So I'm going to flip this over. And why? Yeah, no, I'm good. I thought I was doing something wrong, but I'm not. Okay. Whoop. Okay, I'm going to hold this, hopefully. Here, there we go. When you need an extra, there we go. All right. So now it looks like they're standing behind each other. I'm going to put some adhesive on the back here. And make sure it doesn't show. And then I'm going to bring in the twine. I don't have them all, but you get 5 on this one. I've just been using them so much, I only have this much left. But I'm going to use the vanilla baker's twine. And this is the essentials pack. And we're going to take some right here. and make sure it folds over on the back, and then we're just going to wrap it. Normally I wouldn't wrap it around the back, but since this is small, it's really not going to save any of the ribbon to not like to cut it. All right, so we got that. Bring in my ribbon scissors and trim that. All right. So there's the pylon. Pretty cool, huh? All right, and the fence, which we're going to have this just go like this, and I am going to trim this. There we go. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and put dimensionals on the back, which I can use the big ones for the pylon. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. For some reason, it just doesn't seem right, but I think that's just me. Whoop, there we go. And I'm going to put a mini on top of there because I want to make sure that that sticks. And we'll put some on the back here. All right, we'll bring in our water. It does look really pretty with that really dark blue. So now these are all attached, so we can put these on. I'm taking the backs off, sorry. Probably wondering what I was doing. So I have been to Mexico before. I grew up in Southern California, so we went to Mexico a few times, and it was super fun. I've just never been as an adult and where my family would want to go with me, all my kids and stuff. All right, so we got that. I hope that kind of looks like it's, going away. Now, I have this that I want to put my sentiment on because I want it to be where it has a sentiment, but I didn't want to put it on. It's just, I just wanted it to show, but not be in the way of the scenery. Okay. So we're going to do You Earned It. That was not a good one. Okay. Let's see if I can get this on here. I have to stand up. All right. Now, the reason why I'm using the Memento is because I want to be able to color it, and with Memento, it will not fade. If I had used another color, it would have faded. Like, not faded, but smeared. Okay. Let's see. It's going to go over, and I think I wanted to cut it even a little bit closer. Not by much. There. We're going to bring in the blends and redo what we did before, where we can color it and not, to have it look more like it is part of the fence. I have to use my finger to hold it in place. Okay, and then light. Let go. There we to make it look a little bit more rough, like a fence would, I'm just going to edge or do the edges just a little bit to make it look a little bit more worn. Okay. Yes, that's so cute. All right, so I'm going to put the glue just along here, because if I put it on the back, it'll probably go behind, and this way I know it's going where I want it. Okay. There we go. All right. But I'm not done because I want to add little birdies in the sky. So I'm going to get this. Okay, now we're going to bring in the sailboat. So I'm going to move that aside. Get my envelope that has all the stuff in there. Oh. The sailboat and the sail. There we go. So again, we're going to do exactly what we did before, but I am going to just do, oh, I don't know, I just opened it up on the wrong end. Hold on. Let's do the bottom because I want it to look like it's like more wet than because it's up against the water. Whoop, did I just do the opposite? I did. Shoot. All right. We'll just make that go a little bit higher so it's not too noticeable. Ah, gotta love it. All right. There we go. And then I'm going to also do the same for my sails, but I am going to do it just on one end, like the sides here, and along this side. And then I'm just going to go over the rest of it with the light. Let's see if this one's dry. Nope. And I know I'm on it's already on the Balmy Blue, but I really wanted it to blend. So we're just going to do the whole thing. Ah. Okay. Then you can go back over that edge again if you did it too dark or, blended it too much, and this will really help. There. Oh, I like that. Okay. Now the great part about this is you just have to put adhesive right here. And then this fits over top. You just want to make sure that you leave room for the sail part to be on the side of the sail so that you can tell it goes all the way up. See if you can see that. Yeah, you can see it. All right, we're going to just have this be flat on the ocean because it can't be popped up. It's got to be in the ocean. Okay. Bring this back in. Yes, I got my fingers all over it, but that's fine. Okay, we're gonna. All right, so there is that part. We're gonna put it on. Can't even tell it was white, can you? Put this behind. Oh, This is why it's so much better to do it from the side and to see on the edges if you've got it. And then we can trim this if need be, which I am going to trim just a tad bit off. Yep. Okay. It was right here. Just a tad. So it goes better. And then we will put it in or on the front of the card. Love how this came out. I hope you guys like it too. Come on. All right, now, because I like to have bling, you know this of me, I am going to color some rhinestones with the dark blend, the dark balmy blue. And normally I would use a darker color, but I didn't want to add more to the list of things if you wanted to copy this that you would have to get. Plus, it's good to just keep it all in the colors that you're already using. All right. So, and I just did all the smalls. Put it down here. One up there. Okay, so now for the inside, which I have the white and the black, so it totally goes together. You know, the front looks like the back. I've done that quite a few times. And we are going to do the boat from the Sunrise Sailing. And let's see, there we are. And it's a big boat, but you know my motto, the less area to write your messages, the better. And if you do like to write messages, put some white on the back. And then you can just write to your heart's content. Okay. So we're going to do this right here. Okay. And then what's cool is that this stamp set has a bottom that you can stamp. And so I'll use the pecan pie again. And hopefully I line this up without standing up. We'll see. I'm scared. Little off. I should have stood up. All right. And the other part for this sails is really fun. I was wondering what these were for, and I went out and looked, and it's just so cool how this all goes together. Isn't that cute? All right, and since we have this out, we're going to do the relax and enjoy up here in the corner. All right, and then we'll do birds over here so that it looks like it flows from the front. Birds. Let's see, here we go. And memento. Isn't that cute? Makes you kind of want to go to Mexico, huh? All right. Put that onto here. And put it on the inside. Hopefully we can get this without, well, nope, we still got to trim. That's all right. Let's see. Well, I was trying to make it to where this wasn't as wide. So let's move that just a little. There we go. Okay, now we can put this on the inside. So I hope you enjoyed this. I will be doing a video next week. It won't be live because, like I said, Pat had arrangements that she couldn't get out of, and I didn't want to stress her, so I decided just to do this. I thought it was next week. I mean, this week, but it wasn't. All right. And here is my blog address if you want to sign up for the free PDFs. All you need to do is sign up for my newsletter, and then you will be getting this one and any of the ones that I've done from here on out. All right. Let me flip you up so I can say goodbye. Thank you so much again for being here. I really do enjoy doing this, and I just hope that you enjoy it too. All right, I'm going to let you go. Thank you.